Hey guys, this is Real Appalachia with Shane.
And Melody.
We are rather illuminated this evening.
Yes, I'm not going to give away my secrets, but if you notice, all the good lighting is on me.
I did notice that. The only way you could possibly be happier is if this was like this. Probably make a lot of other people happy too, but
hey, that's all right.
That's all right, yes.
But it got a little bit dark on us. I've had to improvise. We'll just go with it.
No, that's fine. It's Real Appalachia. We just make it work.
Yes, and it's important that we show this video.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Getting back to the video, yes, this is an interview I did. I think I alluded to it in the last video from Kimball, West Virginia. I interviewed Markella Giannotto, who owns the Yashu restaurant in Kimball, and it's a Greek restaurant. It's amazing.
Oh, you better be glad I wasn't there, because I would have burnt that place up. I love Greek food.
Well, poor choice of words, because she talks about a flood in here, so I don't know.
Well, a flood and burning ain't the same way, but yeah, I could have worded it different.
Anyway.
Anyways, what's your favorite Greek food?
Man, I would probably, I don't know. What's yours?
I love Greek chicken and Greek rice and pita bread and that tzatziki sauce. I don't know if I said that right. That's Appalachia way of saying it.
Yeah, I love the chicken too, for sure. I'm not choosy. I eat all of it.
You like hummus.
I do like hummus.
I like hummus too, but you love hummus.
And that pita bread, boy, I could kill some right now. Couldn't you? Just tear it up.
Yeah.
Oh, let's try to get through this so we can go get Anyways, getting back to the video. One more time. Now, what's so great about this restaurant is I'm pretty sure it was Markella's dad that owned it as a grocery store. It was the AP Wood store, and it used to be a grocery store until it got flooded out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they converted it into this restaurant, so it's got a lot of historical value for her family and for the town.
And repurposing an old building. That's awesome. We love to see that.
And just really, really good food.
So stick around, watch this video, give us the thumbs up if you enjoy it, subscribe to our family if you haven't yet, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, meet some of our kinfolk.
My name is Markella Jeanette.
What is your background here? What did you tell me your family was originally from here? At what point did they come to this area?
I have actually been here my whole life. My father came to the United States in 1939.
You said tell us a little bit about your dad. How he came over here?
Came over here as an indentured servant. He left Greece in order to pay debts so that my grandmother could keep her property. And he was an indentured servant on a merchant marine ship for 3.5 years. And after the end of his indentureship, he was in Providence, Rhode Island. And when he skipped ship in Providence, that ship went into international waters and it was sunk by the German U-boats. However, my dad was in Providence and safe, and he made his way from there to doing some work in restaurants, and first one thing and then another, and he told us that he slept on newspapers on a concrete floor and covered up with newspapers because that's all he had. And there was an ad placed in the paper from Jenkins Jones, West Virginia, that there was jobs in the coal mines and that they would place them with people who knew the language, and there were boarding houses there. And so my dad and a friend that he had made there came to West Virginia with the intentions of working in the coal mines, and they went to Welch. And the man that put the ad in the paper met them in Welch, and he had been in a coal mining accident. And so he discouraged the two young men from going into the mines because of the health hazards. And so they ventured into some business, doing some different things, restaurant business and odd jobs, and finally they ended up buying the present day restaurant that I own from a man named A.P. Wood in 1945, and they went into a partnership there. My grandfather did indeed lose his sight from that accident, and so he and my dad and my mother ran that business until my grandfather's death, and then my mom and my dad continued it. And then my dad's health was starting to fail, so in 1980 I was head teller at North Fork Bank, which was First Clark Bank in North Fork, and I quit that job to come and help my mother because they were going to close the store because she couldn't handle it anymore just herself. And so I quit my job there at that bank to come down and help them run their little grocery store. And we did that up until the flood of 2001. And the day the flood came through in 2001, we were in the store, and at the end of the day we had 7.5 feet of water in that building on the main floor. And we had to take refuge upstairs to get out of the water, and they ended up rescuing my dad out of one of the windows in a bucket of an inloader. So my dad had some pretty rough times, and I just felt like I had to keep the legacy going. So I had always wanted to do a restaurant. I worked with some uncles that had restaurant business, and that was my love. And I made up my mind that once the old was gone, it was time to come in with the new. And so I have gone into have a little restaurant, like a little lunch place and a restaurant, and we've been doing that since the flood. So it's been 15 years, and I'm very happy there. And we have a lot of the local people that come in, and that's kind of the hub. And we've got a lot of people that just come through and stop by there, and I've met lots and lots of interesting people there. And I'm so glad I did it. So glad.
Where were you born?
I was born right here in Welch, actually. And the only place, till I got married, the only place I had ever lived was in that building. And never really left there, if you understand what I'm saying, because I've always kind of worked there. I had other jobs. I went to New York for 3.5 years, and it didn't take me long to figure out I was a daddy's girl, not a city girl, and I came back home. So I've tried other things. I can't say that I haven't tried other things, but my heart's right here.
What's some of the biggest changes from when you were a little girl to now in the town? Is there, and I'm sure there's been a lot of change in buildings and businesses and mining.
When the mines were at their best, there were, of course, more people here. And growing up, it was nothing for us to have 20 or 30 kids out playing in the back alley or playing stickball, and you just don't see that anymore because the people are just not here. And then slowly, because of the coal mining jobs and then the big exodus after the floods, there's just not any people here. Where you see all these pretty grassy lots were buildings and businesses before that 2001 flood. Some of them were viable, some not. There were a few empty buildings, but for the most part, they were little businesses. And so the town has really taken a hit.
What do you think it'll be like 50 years from now around here?
Oh, I don't know. I want to say that things are going to come back. My heart really wants to say that, but I'm not sure.
What do you think would have to happen for it to get better around here as far as businesses would come, people would stay here? Or?
Well, there's a couple of big things, maybe roads, maybe industry of some sort, because I think the mining industry, as bad as I hate to admit it, there may not be a comeback for the mining industry as much as I'd like to see that.
Seems like they're focusing on tourism a little bit, and do you see any, do you think that might be a big help for us?
It is a help. It is a help. Even with my business, we see a lot of four-wheelers on the weekends and people coming through here because it's beautiful country. And I think that will help. And I think we may need to focus on some of that.
What do you think about coal mining as far as historically? Has it been a good thing or bad thing for Dow County?
I hate to answer that one too. It's almost like that's all we knew growing up. That's all we had here. That's one of the things that sustained us. So I feel like it was a good thing. I also feel like that it was so regulated that it didn't have a whole lot to do with these floods. There were a lot of people that blamed the coal mining industry for the floods. I personally do not, because it is regulated and they have to reclaim and do all those things. And I've taken some rides into the woods lately, and I see a lot of logging and where they're doing gas drills, and they're just making a mess of the mountains. And you didn't see that with the coal mines.
I think a lot of people are surprised, because people do get injured and environment issues and things like that, but they're surprised to hear that most people are pro-coal. I don't know, because I know that's exactly be the truth. Is there a reason why you think that is? Why do they not worry about the environment part of it or the injuries, or just why do you think people are?
I think it may have just been a way of life. In the early years, that was just the coal miner's way of life. Like I said, my grandfather was in the mines at Jenkins Jones, and he was hit in the face with some coal, and that's what caused him to go blind. And he spent the last 20 years of his life blind, and there was no compensation for that in those days. That was just, well, we're sorry. And I tell everyone he was the West Virginia grocery greeter long before Walmart ever thought about it, because he had a chair in the front of West Virginia grocery, totally blind, and he knew everyone that came in there, and everyone that came in there knew him, and they had a little chat before they ever shopped. So I think they were kind of onto something when they did that.
You talked a little bit about your background, but was there a lot of racial and ethnic diversity here back when as you were being raised?
Much more when I was growing up, and much less now. there were several Greek families here, and there's just not any anymore. Everybody's left for whatever reason or died. And
We talked about this earlier too. A lot of people put a bad light on this area, but what do you think what's important people know about McDowell County, about these coal towns? What do you think would be important people should know about it that doesn't necessarily get told?
that it's not a desolate place, and that not everyone here is uneducated and just satisfied with that kind of life. We're not all like that. Most of us strive for a better life in some aspect, be it activities in the town or whatever. We're just always striving to better ourselves.
Would you say you had a happy life?
I had a very happy childhood here. Very.
Perfect. That's all I need.
Great stuff. Great. Thank you.
All right, we hope you guys enjoyed this little video.
Yeah, I think you're glowing even more than you were earlier. Yeah, you just got that. You've turned the brightness up all the way, didn't you?
Right on me.
In any case, we appreciate you watching this video. If you like this kind of thing, if you like the interviews, let us know.
Yes.
In this post-COVID era, as I like to refer to it, we'd like to do some more of that type of thing if there's interest in it. So
Yes.
you tell us what you like.
We are people,
people.
so we are happy to interview, and we love every chance that we get. So, yes, let us know. Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Share it. Tell all your friends.
You know what to do.
Yes. Rah.
All right, guys, we will see you on down the road, maybe. If it's